Good day, you beautiful people of YouTube. It's the Mad Marine here, and today we're going to be talking about my CCW. But first, if you could please strike that subscribe button, that really helps out the channel. And if you wouldn't mind, while you're hitting that subscribe button, go ahead and click the bell, which is the notification button, so you can get all the new content that I produce. Now, at this point, I'm going to do something next, and there's a point to it. There's a point of what I'm about to do next, so for all you crazy people out there, bear with me. There's a point to it. Bear with me. Alright, so we're going to do a quick safety check. I'm going to go ahead and remove the holster. I'm going to leave the magazine. Again, there's a point in here. Don't murder me, people. And there's a round. Oh my goodness. Thank God we did a safety check. Alright, next. There's a magazine, and there's evil bullets in there too. Let's go ahead and remove that. Alright. Are we safe? Well, let's just be a little more careful. There's nothing in the barrel. There's nothing on the face. And there's nothing in the magazine. Alright, there we go. Make sure we get these angles. Alright, so we have cleared this weapon. We're going to go ahead and send it forward. Hopefully we don't put any holes in the fridge. That's what duct tape's for. Alright. So we're good now. The weapon is safe. We can go on. All you safety Nazis. Alright. There's a reason why there was a round in that weapon. This is my CCW. This is a gun that stays in my nightstand. So, this gun is always loaded because seconds matter. To grab this weapon and to rack it is more time. Now I still have to present the weapon and fire. That's more time than I want to risk my life on. If I have to grab this weapon, I want it to rock and roll. I do not want to screw around with safeties. I do not want to throw a magazine in it. I do not want to rack it. I want to be able to put rounds on target if I have to go to this gun immediately. I don't want to screw around with things. I just need to rock and roll. Now, you can train yourself to load a mag. You can train yourself to rack it. You can train yourself to be fast on the draw, but it's just one less step in the process. So I would argue to train or to carry around in the chamber, or to train yourself to be able to it, or to either train yourself to be very quick or train yourself to work your way up to it. Now, the reason why is police, FBI, military, anyone within law enforcement or military carries their weapons with rounds in the chamber. Seconds matter. Now, when I first started, I'll tell you what I did. When I first started carrying pistols, one of the things I did, whether it was my HK, my SIG, my Glocks, when I started going to the Glocks, is what I always did is I would do this. I would go ahead and rack the weapon and throw a magazine in here, and I would carry it like this. Now, there's nothing in the chamber, but there's something in the magazine. So if I needed to, I could just swipe it and voila, I would be in the fight, but that takes time. The reason why I was doing this is I was not confident in the gun, I was not confident in myself, and I was not confident in my holster yet to carry with a round in the chamber. That's fine. I get it. If you want to build up confidence in your weapon, in your skills, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I think that's a great way to start. So what I did is I carried this around, and at the end of the day, when I came home or when I was done for the day, I would check the weapon. And if the trigger had been fired, then I knew something was clearly wrong and I would have had a negligent discharge. But I would come home every day and, well, I would drop the magazine, but in the also you could tell if the magazine was back or if the trigger was back and fired. But every day, it was like this. It was ready to fire. The gun hadn't gone off. So the other thing about training is train this. This trigger finger will save lives, it'll take lives, it'll cause lots of issues for you. If you keep this off of that trigger, you're going to be fine. If you do this and carry with you like that, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. There's like some safety rule about that. Anyway, safety rules, important. So, that is my philosophy. You do you, but, that's my 2 cents, maybe a nickel's worth. So, but anyway, so we're going to move along into this particular Glock. I'm going to go ahead and fire it back into the fridge, and we're going to go over it because I want to talk about it a little bit differently here. All right, so we're going to talk about, this is my Glock 23 Gen 3. It is flat dark earth, and it cost me, I think, around $450. So that was pretty cool. $450 for a flat dark earth Gen 3. This is a while, of course, pre-2020, so prices were different. Now, back in the day, you could get a used Leo trading Glock for sub $350, anywhere from $350. Sometimes you even sell them for $299 on a rare occasion for a sale. But that's where the prices were at the time when I was building this. So that's the base of the Glock. The other thing is I run a 9mm conversion barrel. See if I can get that in here very well. Yeah, so there we go. 9mm conversion barrel. That's usually what I do in my 23s, because you can get basically a gun that shoots 2 calibers for the price of a new 9mm one. Again, pre-COVID. So 9mm conversion barrels. I think this is a double diamond one. Plenty of companies make them. It's up to you which one you want to choose. But yeah, so you do you as far as the conversion barrel goes, or you can still run the 40s. I don't care. Or you can just buy a Glock 19 as is. That works too. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the TLR6. This is a laser light combo. I really like this. It's small, it's compact, it doesn't add a ton of weight, it's not wicked expensive. And I don't know if you guys can... No, you guys cannot see. But anyway, there is a laser there. I wonder if... Nope. Oh, there we go. So there is the laser. So one of the things I like about the laser is this is a fantastic deterrent if you have time that you don't have to shoot. So if you have, for some reason, a threat that's coming at you, but it's not close enough where you actually have to fire, if you put a laser on somebody, one, you have an idea where your shots are going to go. It acts as a deterrent. That person may decide, you know what, I really like this holster and I don't want a hole to be there. Or more importantly, I like that part of my body, I don't want their hole to be there. And that may deter them enough to walk away. And not having to fire your weapon is a fantastic day in a defense scenario. So that'd be great if that scenario arises and this deters them. But the other thing, it's really good for quick shot placement. And the other thing is it's only 100 lumens, but it's enough light to see, especially inside. And it's enough light to help you see in close night conditions. And the less light pollution there is, the better this will perform. So it just depends on your scenario. So again, really like the TLR6, and it runs about $100. So I feel like it's a few dollars more these days. The next, we're going to talk about the Holosun. The Holosun, I absolutely love this optic. I don't know if I can get this in the net. Well, it's a big red dot in the camera, but it actually is a circle with a target and a dot in the center. And you can go online and check this out. Or you can do just the circle with the target, or you can do just the dot, and it's really cool. But anyway, this is the what is this? The 500C series, 507C. That's what it is. 507C Holosun, and I really like this. Again, one of the really cool things about it is it has solar power. So if it's taking in solar power, it'll run off of that. If the battery dies but there's still light, it'll still work. The battery is good, I think, for up to 5 years. And then on top of it, it has a movement function. So if you leave it here for, I can't remember how long it takes for it to shut off. I think it's like a minute or two. But if it's stationary for a minute and then we go and pick it up, it activates. Put it down, good to go. So as long as there's no movement, it's not being utilized. If it is being utilized and it can take in solar power, that's where it's pulling from. Battery life is 5 years, so you do you as far as when you need to change batteries. But I really like this. I chose this over the Trijicon because I just liked it better. I think the Trijicon would take maybe a little bit more abuse. That being said, if we dropped this off the side of a mountain, both of them would be trashed, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So I really like this. I think it's much better, and the cost is much better. I think this is $300. I don't remember paying this much for mine. I think I paid like $249 for mine, but that was, again, a while back before they kind of got uppity, and Holosun is kind of moved up in the world. So kind of interesting as far as their notoriety at this point. The next thing we're going to talk about is the RMR cut. The RMR cut I got done by Battleworks. Battleworks did this for I think it was $142 for me. Honestly, they had fantastic customer service. I had some questions, we ran into some issues, and they handled everything professionally, quickly, phenomenally. If you needed work done, these are the guys to go check out. The other thing was price point. Couldn't find anybody who would beat them. And the other thing is these set screws in here. Let me see if I can get this in here a little bit better. There's actually a riser they leave in here where everyone else leaves theirs flat. I really like this because this gives more for the RMR to bite into. And I really, really like that feature. I feel it makes it stronger. So, but anyway, personal preference. The other thing you need, and this is super important, is... let me talk about one other thing. Sights. So these are tritium night sights, and they are made by Ameriglow. These are tall suppressor sights with tritium. Just be careful when buying these. You want to make sure you get the tritium models because the tritium models will last you 10 years. They glow in the dark. The other ones may not always have the tritium in them, and they won't be as effective. So I really like these. The reason why I need the tall sights is because the RMR is so high, you won't be able to see anything through here without them raised. So your regular Glock sights will not work. You're going to have to go with tall suppressor sights once you get the RMR. So there you go as far as the sight picture goes. And then I wonder if I can get the... Well, that's not going to work. Well, tried to get the laser in there. Again, it's not going to work. All right. So that is the sights. The next thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is the holster. Get a holster that's right for you. These holsters, especially if you're running a light or laser combo or whatever, are designated with a particular pistol, so you cannot like take this off and still use this holster. Just doesn't work that way. So you have to have a designated pistol with a designated optic and light as far as making them work, because if once you take the light or optic off, or lights or laser off, the holster will not hold it. And so this is what I've got. This is I think it's called, the company's called Works, and they're $60. This is a great holster for the money. It's been pretty comfortable. I know there are better holsters out there. However, this one has served me well. I didn't want to spend, like $120, $200 on a holster. That being said, this is your everyday carry. So if you are going to blow stupid money on a holster, it at least makes sense at that point. If you're going to blow a ton of money on a holster for your everyday carry, I think it's at least worth it. But a quality holster is very important, especially when you're carrying a gun that has no safety and you're having one in the chamber. You want something to protect that trigger so nothing will engage that trigger. And as you can see, this is very well covered. It's highly unlikely that anything is going to engage that trigger. So that's one of the things I do, and that's my Glock 23 CCW. The other thing I recommend, of course, is, and again, I think my total cost was under $1,000 for this, is I recommend carrying an extra magazine. Now, if I'm running one in the chamber plus 15 in this mag, I have 16, and then plus another 15 is 31. That's 31 rounds if I win. That's pretty good. Could it be better? Sure. Could it be worse? Absolutely. So I recommend carrying at least one extra magazine, just so you have, you have options. Hopefully you never need it. The other thing is, please be sure to follow your state and local laws. I don't know what they are in your area, but if you don't know your state laws or local laws or even federal laws, please research them. Take a class if something's offered in your area. The other thing is talk to your local gun community, whether it's at, gun shops or ranges or some type of online forum. There's even YouTube channels probably for just about every state that will talk about your state or local laws, or a gun organization representing your state that would be a great resource for you. So please stay on the right side of the law. And thank you very much for your time. Please subscribe, comment, like, and subscribe. That really helps the channel. And this is the Mad Marine signing off.